Okay, Franklin Mint Presidential Medals from 1968. Well, it started with a contest that they went through Shell Oil. Now let us take a look at a typical one of these. Here's the first president, George Washington. A fairly nice bust of him. And if you look closely, you can see it says copyright 1968 and has a little F mint mark. The other side would just say Shell's Mr. President coin game. So when you would buy gasoline at a Shell gas station, they would they would give you some of these little aluminum coin things from the Franklin Mint, as a matter of fact. The idea was you try to collect all of them because you never know which one you're going to get. And you'll notice there's one missing there, and there. The tail end were never available in aluminum. Okay. And each of those things was, well, they work it like this. If you get, say, all four of these, let's say, or maybe all five, you get a prize. And depending upon which one of these, or all of several of these that include this one here that I don't have, or all of these that include this one I don't have, and so on, you would win the prize. Only thing is, of course, the way they keep the prizes, one of them was like $500, and another's $100, and it's $50, and so forth. And all the way down to a single dollar prize, which actually I have the coin that does go with the president that does go with a single dollar prize. But all the rest are, well, somebody felt it was more worthwhile getting the prize money than having a little aluminum coin with a president on it. So one of the prizes, by the way, would be a set of these bronze presidents that are like this. Now they're the same image. Let's take a look at this closely. Okay, and you can see they are in fact the same image of George Washington. And they're all presidential. Although, if you look closely, there's a few minor details that are different so that you couldn't get one and now have the prize for the other. So, you see, these would actually talk about, say, first president of the United States, and they'd have the years kind of curved. Here it would have the years straight on each side and just have his name at the bottom. And then say which president at the top. Because on these, they would actually have a little discussion about him. George Washington, born February 22, 1732, first in war, first in peace, first in the hearts of his countrymen. Okay. Unanimously elected first president, died December 14, 1799. Okay. There's also a silver version, which that just plain old had to be bought, I think. But as you can see, it has the same image, and again, the different configuration of everything, and again, the same thing on the back. So that's what they did for all of these presidents, except, of course, like I said, for some of them, the aluminum variety is extremely rare, and typically it would be redeemed for whatever prize is associated with it. So, you'd have the second president, John Adams, and the second president. Now, one other thing that sometimes happens for some presidents and not others is that the aluminum one, he'd be facing one way, and for the bronze and silver, he'd be facing the other way. Exactly symmetrical. Whatever they did it with a machine. And so on. So the silver, as you can see, he's also looking the same way as the bronze. So every one of them. John Adams. Atlas of Independence. Condemner of the Stamp Act. First vice president. First president to live in the White House. Interesting. So then our third president. There he is. Thomas Jefferson. And again, they changed that one for the bronze and the silver. And they said of him, A great intellectual, author of the Declaration of Independence, defender of religious freedom, founder of University of Virginia. Interesting. Now the next one here, James Madison, is not available as the aluminum because that one has a prize attached to it. And from what I gather, that may be the $500 one. So I'm not sure. But we still have James Madison on copper and bronze as part of that set, or on silver as part of that set. And of him, it is said, a soft-spoken scholar, father of the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, last of the founders of the Republic. Interesting. James Madison. I guess now we move into an era beyond that time. All right. 5th President, James Monroe. Okay, and remember, all these just say Shell's coin, Mr. President. Kind of a shell game. Haha. Okay. And then again, James Monroe. And you notice these now turn side to side. This is more typical of Franklin Mint product. Okay. All right. Negotiator of the Louisiana Purchase. First senator to become president. Proclaimer of the Monroe Doctrine. Well, he's Monroe. It's appropriate he should promulgate the Monroe Doctrine. And the silver one looks the same. Okay, then we move up to the next one. John Quincy Adams. So, and there's his bronze, and there's his silver. Let's see what it says of John Quincy Adams. John Quincy Adams, only president whose father had also been president. A great independent thinker and fighter for human rights. Well, okay, good. Good. Now we get up to, okay, 7th for Andrew Jackson. So there he is in aluminum. Here he is in bronze. Facing the other way. They seem to change the direction he faces more often than they don't. And here he is in silver. Okay. And it says of him, nicknamed Old Hickory, hero of War of 1812, first governor of Florida, first man of the people to become president. Okay. The next one was part of some prize. So we don't have that, but here is Martin Van Buren in bronze. And here's Martin Van Buren in silver. Actually, they're very beautiful portraits. A master politician, dapper party boss, debater and leader, first native-born U.S. citizen to become president. Now that's intriguing. So all these other presidents were foreigners. Well, but the Constitution says that, so it's okay to be born elsewhere as long as you were born before the Constitution was ratified. So after that, now we start seeing presidents who, being born after the Constitution, well, even if they were born before in some cases, you know, they could still have been born here. Okay, William Harrison. So he's the next one. Shell's coin game. Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, wait a minute, William Harrison here. Okay. All right, there's William Harrison. Bronze, William Harrison. And silver. Says of him, famed Indian fighter, campaign slogan, Tippecanoe and Tyler too. First Whig president. Served 1 month. Boy, well, that barely matters, huh? Next one was part of a prize that obviously I don't have that, so he's John Tyler. Now we're getting up to number 10. All right. Nicknamed Honest John. I don't see it on the silver. It's usually easier to read on the silver. All right, John Tyler in silver. First vice president to fill unexpired term of the president. He annexed Texas, but he turned Confederate. All right, well, and our next president, Let's see, that was Tyler. Okay, next one we get. Okay. James Polk. Look at that beautiful cartwheeling. These coins don't circulate as coins. Okay. Not all the aluminum ones look that nice, unfortunately. There's James Polk in bronze. And once again, he looks the other way. Usually they seem to do that, but not always. I don't know. And here he is in silver, James Polk, 11th president. And what's it say of him? Okay, first dark horse president, extended U.S. borders to the 49th parallel, the Rio Grande, and the Pacific Ocean. Wow. So you kind of figured out when all this is going to be and what this is all going to be. Okay, now we have our 12th, Zachary Taylor. Okay. And here's Zachary Taylor in bronze. Okay, they didn't reverse his direction. And here's Zachary Taylor in silver. And you see, even the silver one and the bronze are struck from the same dies. Has a little F there. Not the copyright 1980 F like the aluminum one has. Now, Zachary Taylor, old rough and ready, hero of the Mexican War, first career soldier to be elected president, fought Southern secession. Okay. Then we have, after him, Millard Fillmore, 13th president. Okay. Some of these people you don't usually think much about. And here he is looking the other way in bronze. Okay. And then here he is in silver. Well, what's it got to say about him? Grew up in a log cabin. Last president of Whig Party. Opened trade with Japan. Installed first library in the White House. Well, so he did some things. Okay. Minor things. It usually means their term wasn't terribly successful, I guess. Or helpful. Now, let's see. Who's our next guy here? Franklin Pierce, 14th president. Wow, I've gotten up almost to the Civil War time frame here. There's Franklin Pierce in bronze. Franklin Pierce in silver. And it says here, first president born in 19th century. Only president to retain the same cabinet for 4-year term. Arranged Gadsden Purchase. Oh, well. How many of us even know what the Gadsden Purchase is? Okay. The next one, again, the aluminum is one of the prize winning, so we don't have James Buchanan. Wow, 1857 to 1861. That at least is the bronze version. And the silver version, let's read that. Nicknamed Old Buck. Only bachelor president. Second oldest elected to president. Failed to save Union. Maybe older folks have been presidents since then, but okay. Next one. This one's somebody familiar. Abraham Lincoln. Okay. Oh, yeah. Shell's game. So he's, of course, pretty well known. Here's his bronze. He's looking the same way as on the aluminum. Okay, oh, here. You can see the F on his shoulder there. It's kind of an F on top of an M. It just kind of makes the middle of the F look kind of weird. All right, here's Abraham Lincoln in silver. 16th president. Let's see what it says here. The great emancipator, courageous leader of the Union during Civil War, proclaimed the first Thanksgiving Day. Wow. That's kind of nice to get little facts about somebody as well as big facts. Okay, after him was Andrew Johnson. Okay. Oh, well, that's the shell game. Okay, here's Andrew Johnson looking the other way in his bronze version. Ugh, that's got some stuff on it. Very common and typical. Okay, Andrew Johnson in silver. At least that looks nice. All right, only president to be involved in impeachment proceedings. First president to become senator after the presidency. Well, I guess that's not true anymore, but it was true back in 1968. Mind-boggling to think that. Ulysses S. Grant. Okay. Well, that was the aluminum. Now here's aluminum. This says Grant in bronze. Let's see. Commander of the Union forces during the Civil War. First president whose memoirs became a bestseller. Interesting. And here he is in silver. Same thing. Well, we'll continue this in the next one.